under LIFO, this method assumes that materials are issued out of inventory. This method assumes that materials are issued out of inventory in the reverse order, to which they were delivered into inventory. I repeat, this method assumes that materials are issued out of inventory in the reverse order to which they were delivered into inventory, i.e., the newest batches are issued first. The newest batches are issued first. So remember, FIFO is about the oldest batch, isn't it? This is about the very new. So to understand, I would want us to write this example. Let's just write it down pretty fast. We just write it. It's JM Limited. So it is example 2, the same actually. So example. So we have here JM Limited had the following material transactions during November. Had the following material transactions during November. So we have opening balance. So this is 1st November, number of units. 1st of November, number of units. So what do we have there? 20. And then we have, in this case here, cost per unit. In this particular case, we have 4 like that. So even the online students are copying exactly what Mwalimu is putting down. Even the online students are copying exactly what Mwalimu is putting down. So we have opening balance or opening stock, which we had at the beginning of the month of November. There were 20 units, and then cost per unit is 4. Ladies and gentlemen, we go to the second transaction in the month. We are told we received, so receipt 8th November. So receipt, 8th November. Number of units we received here were 140. And then the cost per unit, if I just bring this a little bit here, cost per unit. So the one on top was 4. This is 4.4, like that. And then with your permission, I'll go to the next date where we had an issue. So we did issue, ladies and gentlemen, on 12th of November, we issued 80. So whenever we issue, of course, the cost per unit that's purchase cost there. It's only applicable whenever we are purchasing, whenever we are receiving. So whenever you are issuing, you shall not be given a cost there. And if they give it to you, ignore it. So then we go to receipt. The next transaction, in this case here, is receipt. So receipt, we have 18th November. 100 at 4.6, 100 at 4.6, 100 at 4.6. Then we have, ladies and gentlemen, issues. The last one, issues, 26th November. 140 with nothing there. And then they want us to calculate the closing inventory. So calculate closing inventory, at the end of November, using LIFO. Of course, I'm just introducing this topic, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm trying to look at a very simple example before we look at like the question that was set last semester, which had got returns, damaged goods. I mean, so many guys in this case here, they saw what we call 𝐭𝐨𝐬𝐧 𝐑𝐂𝐌. Yeah, the one with spectacles, eh? So calculate the closing inventory at the end of November using what year? Last in, first out. So have you been able to write this question down very well? The online ninjas, if you have finished writing the question down, can you kindly mention there why for yes? The online ninjas mention why they are for yes. Why for yes? Yeah, at least we have my friend Olango Francis saying yes, we are overcoming. So then I can now comfortably rub this. I can comfortably rub this. And then now we get started now in a professional way. So then we do what we call a stores ledger card. We do a stores ledger card. So mention there stores ledger card. And remember, we are using LIFO method this time around, isn't it? Yeah. So you skip a line. Remember always to skip a line. Once you skip a line, so you have here quantity, you have rate, you have amount. Yeah. And then two lines like this. Yeah. Then we have again quantity, rate, amount. Yeah. Two lines like this. We have quantity, rate, and amount. Yeah. And then you come, ladies and gentlemen, in this case here, you do something like this. Yeah. You do something like this. Yeah. The space that you skipped up here, remember, you will be able to now do like this, like this, like this, like this, like this, like this. So this space here, yeah. So we have here, of course, we shall have what we call receipts, issues, and then we have what we call balance. Don't forget here at the very top in the stores ledger card, we have date, and then beneath it, you write the month. So the month in question is which month? Is which month? November. So then in this case here, that's our stores ledger card format. Our stores ledger card format. Once you guys write it very well down, please ensure that you're able to put your thumbs up like this. Your thumbs up like this. Then you start posting transactions. We start posting transactions. We start posting transactions. And I hope you guys are aware of our practice classes on Saturdays and Sundays, eh? But I've never seen you guys coming like now tomorrow. Yeah, 8 exactly, 8 a.m. If you're not able to come, you join the online. Yeah, wherever you are. 8 to 9:30. And then Sundays, I don't know what time it comes. Do you have our timetable for the revision? 12, eh? Great. Have you ever attended? Yeah, great. Where did you get the link? You must be a genius. Yeah. Yeah. So Sunday, immediately after the first service, you attend. And I never miss. So they are purely past paper questions, eh? Sessions here. Because MA is a tricky paper. MA is a tricky paper. And the way I normally teach this paper, every time I teach MA, the very best student in Kenya must always come from my class. And if you win best student, of course, I always take you up now as my son or a daughter, pay for you fees for RCM and CASNEB exam till you finish. So long as you don't fail in between. If you fail again, that scholarship is withdrawn. So can we start posting? So what will be the first date? Date 1, isn't it? So date 1, month of November, date 1. So on date 1, what happened? Are you able to see the balance? Over how many units? 20, eh? So we book this at a balance, eh? Do we know the rate or cost per unit? 4. So this is per unit. So 20 times 4 gives us 80. You underline. You underline like that. Is that okay? Of course, if you have a ruled book, you don't have to underline, eh? Already you have a line there, isn't it? So we go to the next date. The next date, wanafunzi were online. I'm not able to hear you guys today at all. I don't know what is not happening. I don't know what is not happening. I can't hear you at all today. Next date is 8th, eh? So what happened on the 8th? We received, isn't it? So how many units? 140, isn't it? So 140, and if we received, they were coming at some cost per unit, which is 4.4. So is there somebody who can give me this total? Thank you so much. Online ninjas are really now working very hard. 616. Yeah. Now from there, in this case here, we will come and update our balance, isn't it? So then our balance, what do we do here? Do I add? Yeah, there are two ways you can decide to add, but the very best for LIFO and FIFO, don't add. Bring these batches down. Like now here we have the first batch of 2480, and now we have another batch with what here, somebody? 140, 16. And then you simply underline like that. Let's go to the next date. Next date. Next date. 12th, eh? Next date is on the 12th. Next date is on the 12th. So the 12th, what happened? We issued how many? You know, it is in issuance that we observe the policy. This FIFO and LIFO, they are only applicable on issuance. So you're telling me we issued 80, eh? So this 80, from which batch? I can see the batch you're going to issue them from. This 21st. It is last in. So which one is the very last year? 140, the newest, yes. And fortunately, 140 is big enough to accommodate our 80. So we shall come and issue 80, all of it at once. And we're issuing it from this batch, whose rate is what here, somebody? Because it's last in, the one that came in latest, the newest batch. According to Toka Kwanza, newest. So then we shall talk of 80 times 4.4. So this will give us what figure? 352, isn't it? Then get ahead and give us our balances. Remember, this 80, we have eaten it from this. We have eaten 80 from 140, isn't it? So meaning we still have our oldest batch of 20 at 4, giving us 80, eh? Yeah. And then now this batch has got how many? 60, eh? 60 at 4.4. So 60 at 4.4, which will end up giving us what here? 264. Thank you so much. So you underline like that. Now from there, you go to the next date. So the next date, it'll happen 18th. Thank you so much. So on 18th, what happened? How many? 100, eh? I hope I'm happy because even the online guys are able to follow. So we received 100. When you receive, of course, you're receiving this at some rate. 4.6. 4.6. Francis Tomba, uinue kiti juu kibeba. Na nyinyi muangalie kichwa tafadhali, sitaka kugongwa macho na hujaolewa hata. Naweza kuwa shida sana. Tapata dawa kweli. Ona kamera. We shall overcome. Nataka nipata dawari. Wanafunzi wangu wote wakifanya harusi na itangwa. Nataka nipata dawari kidogo tu. Hiyo ni joke. Hiyo kamera imetingizika kidogo. Very good. Very good. Very good. Very good. And then if there is somebody else who is going to come, I would rather mlete kiti mapema, hata mnaweza jaza hapa viti mbili. Ama hiyo class imejaa. Hakuna mwingine anakuja. Okay. Nafikiri imejaa. So sasa tuendelee sasa bila wasiwasi. Sasa 100 times 4.6 gives me 460. 460, isn't it? Now from there, ladies and gentlemen, receive, update your balance, isn't it? Receive and update your balance. Thank you. Receive and update your balance. So balances, don't forget to, don't add, eh? So we have here 24, 18, 64.4, 264. And now we have a new person coming in the name of stock, isn't it? So we have in this case here 100. Then we have 4.6, and then we have what here? 460, you underline. You underline. Now from there, ladies and gentlemen, we shall be able to go to the next date. When is the next date? 26th, eh? So 26th, because my space is not enough, you'll allow me to rub the earlier ones. My space is not enough. There is no harm in rubbing this because already I have history. I have history. So remember, now we are on the 26th. Now we have history, so I'm not worried at all. All right, so then we have here 26th. So 26th, what happened, my friends, on the 26th? We issued, right? Yeah, so we issued how many? 140. Remember which criteria are we using to issue from our stores? Last in, first out. Yeah, so the newest is the one that will be issued first. The very newest batch is this one. It has how many? 100. So first of all, we issue all of those 100. So we issue here 100 at 4.6, isn't it? Yeah, but have we really exhausted, here on the 26th, we issued in total 140. So when I issue 100, I'm left with how many? A balance of 40, in this case here to fill. So we have 40. So 100 already issued, right? So this 40 now is being gotten from 60, which will give me what here, somebody? Yeah, so it is, yeah. So I know here I'm getting 40, isn't it? So it is 40 at 4.4. Yeah, and I've been able to take care of my 140. So now please give me the multiples. So 100 at 4.6 gives me 460. 100 at 4.6. I think you're ahead of me. 40 by 4.4 gives me 176, right? So then let's update our 26th balance. So the balance we have, of course, this 20 has not been touched by anybody. So 20 remains, right? So the 20 at what here, somebody? Giving me what here? And then, of course, this 60 was touched. We took away 40, isn't it? Now we are left with what here, somebody? 20 at 4.4, isn't it? Yeah. So 20 at 4.4 gives me what figure? 88, eh? 88. 88. So is 26 the last date, or do we have any other date? We have exhausted all of them. We have finished, isn't it? Thank you so much. And then get ahead and do us a favor. The examiner wanted you to get closing stock. The examiner wanted you to get closing stock. So closing stock, this is the last date of the month, isn't it? So closing stock will be this one here, the balance, the last balance. So we have 20 at 4, giving us 80, and then 20 at 4.4, giving us 80 what here? 88, isn't it? Giving us 88. So then at the end of the day, we have our closing stock being 40 units. Yeah, whose total value is 100 what here? 60. I don't have to get this average. No, you leave it like this. You leave it like that. So is that okay? The online ninjas, are we okay? Orlando is saying nice. Yeah, great. Thank you so much. 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 Now, before we look at our past papers, we shall straight away go to the weighted average method. So right there, weighted average method. Weighted average method. Weighted average method, and then we go to our first papers. Weighted average method, and then we go to our first papers. So we have here weighted average. Weighted average method. Weighted average method. Yeah, at times they call it cumulative weighted average, but it is the same. Weighted average method, what we shall be abbreviating as WAM. WAM like that. So then I would want you to write the following. I would want you to write the following. This is what we are writing there. This method calculates the average cost. This method calculates the average cost After each issue of materials, this method calculates the average cost after each issue of materials. After each issue of materials. So then I would want you guys to do me a favor. That same question that we have done of JM, this JM question, let's solve it using WAM. Let's solve it using WAM. Let's solve it using WAM. That very, very same question, let's solve it using the famous WAM. Let's solve it using the famous WAM. Yeah, so you're solving that very same question using WAM. So there is no problem. So what I will do, first of all, I'll come and grab this title to create more space for my camera. All right. And then I'll be able to do quantity here. Yeah, so we are doing the stores ledger card, don't forget. The stores ledger card. But this time around, we're using which policy? Weighted average method. Yeah, so we have receipts. We have issues. And then we have what we call balances. And then, of course, we have date. So this is November. Here we have quantity, rate, amount. Double underline for the amount, double underline. Then we have, in this case here, quantity, rate, amount, double underline. Quantity, rate, amount. First of November, bring down the balance. 1st of November, bring down the balance. First of November, we are bringing down the balance. So for that JM question, 1st of November, somebody who is watching this online and perhaps you had not written this question, you can just take a screenshot of this. So like 1st of November, we can see that we had how many units? 10, number 20. There were 20. On the balance side at 4, giving us 18. So is that okay? So fine, right? Then we go to the next date. You guys don't have to use the rulers here. You're not drawing a house here. Put up something. Our accountants are neat people. Very good, very good. So we go to the next date. The next date in this case is 8th November, right? So 8th November. So 8th November, what happened on the 8th of November? 8th of November, we received, how many? 140. At what rate? At 4.4, isn't it? So the amount here is 660. Thank you so much. 616. Okay. 616. So we have here 616. Thank you so much. So of course, every time you receive goods here, if it is one, we consolidate the balances, we add them up. So in this case here, our stock level has gone up by 140. So then we have 100 and what here, somebody? 160 because 20 plus. Here we add, in one we add, Yeah, and then now we have the amount also added, So 616 plus 80, that gives us what here? 696? Yeah, 696. And then now remember, this becomes your WAM, your weighted average method value. So this weighted average value, you take 696 divided by what here, somebody? 160. Yeah, Every time you do your additions, you must always give us that average. So you take in this case here amount. So to get average, you take in this case here the amount where there are blanks. You divide this by the quantity. So is there someone who is able to get a nice number that I write down here? 4.35, eh? We should round off to 4.35. Thank you so much. So let's go to the next date. So next date is when? 12th. So what happened on the 12th? How many units? 8 units. Hii hakuna kufikiria. You issue at that price, weighted average, the one that is existing here. So nakuja hapo nasema we issued all the 80 at the weighted average price, which is 4.what here, somebody? 4.35, isn't it? Hii ina mambo na malifo sijui mafifo. Nothing. Hii tukiwa mwanafunzi mwenye ufuati, wamu wanapenda wamu sana. Unapenda wamu sana. So then what is 80 times 4.35? 348. Yeah. So whenever you issue, then the stock values go down, isn't it? You're subtracting now. So 160 minus 80, that gives me what figure? 80. How about the value subtracted? 696 minus 348? Because you're subtracting everything now here. 348. 348 again. So in that case, ladies and gentlemen, you give us the weighted average, which will be 348 divided by 80. The same, 4.35. Thank you so much. Yeah, so we continue. Let's get to the next date. When is the next date? 18th. So what happened on the 18th? We received how many units? Only one. That's unfortunate. 100. At what price? 4.6. Giving us a total of what here, somebody? 460. Giving us 460. So then go ahead and update your balances. So now you have received, stock values are going up. So this will be 80 plus 100, which gives us 180. So this will be 180. And then value-wise, it will be 348 plus 460. 460 plus 348. So this ends up 808. 808, eh? So from there, what do? We divide that to get the rate, to get the weighted average. Yeah. So 808 divided by 180. 4.49. Thank you so much. 4.49. Thank you so much. Also, the online ninjas are really fighting there. So let's go to the next date. The next date, 26th. Eh? So 26th. What happened on the 26th? Issued how many? One. So we issue this at what price? Yeah, at the latest, most latest, average 4.49, isn't it? We issue this at 4.49. Yeah, so 140 times 4.49. This will end up giving us what figure? 628.6. The online guys, are they able to get this figure? Online guys? Then adjust your balances. This is an issuance. Stock values are going down. You're subtracting quantities against the other quantity and amounts against the other amount. So we start with the 180 minus 140, which will give me 100, no, 40. How about the amount? It will be 808 minus 628.6. 179.4. 179.4. So then what is the average here? 4.49. Was this the last date? So then what is the value of the closing stock? Yeah, 0.4. Yeah. So you simply write there for us, closing stock. Yeah. Is in this case here 40 units. 40 units, each at 4.49, giving us Kenya shillings 179 point what here? 0.4. 179.4, and then you get all the marks. So let's go to our past papers. So we go to our past paper. So I'll do one question and then I give you one as homework. So I'll do the worst. Okay, where is it? This must be a very old question, eh? We shall overcome. Yeah, it is here. November 2015, question 3B. November 2015, question number 3, boy. 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 Once you get it, could you kindly mention there, we have it. November 2015, question number 3, boy. Do we have it? Do we have the question? Yes or no? We shall overcome. You have it, eh? Oh, okay. Okay. So we are told the Kenya Stores Limited provided the following information in respect of the operations for the month of July 2015. So we have the dates there. Yeah. So those dates, you must start by writing the dates down, eh? Yeah. Those dates, if you miss one, you get 0 in the entire question. In the way that they are following each other, leaving spaces. So the dates, these are really, really important. If you miss one, done. So the first date there I can see is 3rd, eh? After 3rd, I can see 5th, eh? After 5th, I can see 7th. After 7th, I can see 12th. You're leaving space in between. I'll tell you why you're leaving spaces, eh? After 12th, I can see 18th. After 18th, I can see, ladies and gentlemen, 20th. Then after 20th, what am I able to see? 29th and 31st. 29th and 31st. It'll be very, very important for you to have those dates down. And then you go to the notes and pick the dates. There are also dates given in the notes. You look at the notes, additional information, pick the dates there. Number 1, materials in store as at 30th June 2015 were 2,000 units at 50. So what information are they giving us there? Opening stock, which will be on the first year, isn't it? So first we have opening stock. Yeah, opening stock. Go the next date. On the 9th July 2015. So 9th July will be in between 7 and 12, eh? You fix 9 there. Every time we mark, many students get it wrong, not because they don't know the concept, but because of the chronological flow of the dates. The moment you miss on that, you miss one date out, then most certainly I will teach you this paper next semester. Yeah. Note 3, on 15th of July. So where is 15th? In between. 15th of July. 4, on 21st July. 21st July is here. These are very many dates. Whenever they want to confuse you, they give you so many dates. So many dates. Yeah, so 21st July, I'm okay. 5, returns from a June issue 2015 of 100 units at 45 was received on the 25th. So we have a 25th here. Even my spacing wasn't very nice, but we shall overcome. On the 28th, you can imagine we still have 28th. I'll fix it. I'll fix it here, that we have a 28th, which is between 25 and 29. As if that's not enough, they come and now give us irrelevant information there that Kenya Stores uses the first in, first out method to value what year it's in inventory. So I must underline the method is what year. If they ask you to use FIFO and then you use LIFO, do you think the examiner can have some little mercy on you and give you 2 marks? That cannot be CASNEP for you. Yeah, if we have told you to use FIFO, and then I see you starting using LIFO or WAM because you loved WAM, then you will be sent back to the sender, isn't it? You come back to me. Yeah, I'll be able to receive you, which will be unfortunate, but what do we do? It's life. So this is FIFO. So, and once I've been able to capture the dates very well, now, without even knowing what I'm doing, to demonstrate deep and a broad understanding of the subject, I will go up here and write stores what year? Ledger card, yeah. And then I write the method is what year, somebody? FIFO, yeah. And then you use a ruler to underline. Use a ruler to underline. Yeah. So from there, what do we do, Bwana Francis? Yeah. We come and take the date. So we have here date. Yeah. We have receipts. You leave gaps, right? We have issues. And then we have what we call it balances. Very good. Life is very good. Then down here, I know the month is which month? This one. And I don't know what normally happens. The students have been told that this is July, but most of them, I don't know why. Either they love December. You get most of them writing here December. I've never known why. The month is July. Remember, we do stores ledger card for each month, eh? We do stores ledger card for each month. Yeah, so July there. So then we have here quantity, rate, amount. The column of amount should be a bit bigger. So quantity, rate, amount, quantity, rate, amount. Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So come here. Let's get things right. Yes, sir. No, you got to be penalized. Yeah, but I mean, you're an accountant. Accountants in this case here, we are quite sensitive to dates, eh? Yeah, you would be penalized, but it's good to be sensitive with dates. Otherwise, you may end up paying salary on a wrong date, eh? And then employees get their monies on the 2nd of, when the month is just starting, eh? Yeah. So are they ready? We start now posting? Can we start posting? Whoa, I'm alone. I'm alone. I'm alone. I'm alone. So you can start posting, right? Thank you so much. So of course we shall start with the opening, eh? So you write here first. You don't have to write the word opening, eh? And then the worst mistakes, because I've been in this business for long, you'll get students posting, opening, and receive. You'll be receiving this thing twice. Remember, it was received in the previous month. So you can only bring it down as a balance. Over how many units? Given in note number 1, 2,050. So 2,050. 2,050. So please give me a value. And even if it's very easy for you to multiply, you shall always use your calculator. Eh? Never rely on your head as an accountant. That will be very, very bad. Accountants have got so many things in our heads, isn't it? Yeah, shall never, ever. Yeah, so that's date number 1. The next date from your chronology of dates is date number 3rd. So you ask yourself what happened on the 3rd, either from now the table or from the notes. Eh? So I can see it's on the table. 3rd July, we received 600, and each is going for. It's only Francis Solango who is talking to me online. Most of the other ninjas are not talking to me at all. Most of the other ninjas are not talking to me at all. Like Pius, yeah, Pius, at least I've seen you have talked. Yeah, thank you, Pius. So in this case, here, 600 times 60 gives me 36,000. So then what do we do if it is FIFO? Yeah, we will, yeah. So we update our balances, but now we don't add, isn't it? So we have here 2,000, 50, 100,000. And now we have this new batch which has just arrived of 600, 60, 36,000. Is that okay? Never add, eh? Never add, you ninja. Never add. So then you tick the dates. When you have the dates right, you are okay. You are okay. When you have the dates right, you are very okay. Very okay. So can we go to the next date? It's on the 5th, isn't it? It's on the 5th. So please look for information on the 5th. What happened? Issued how many? 1,600. And do you know the policy? It is the oldest to be issued first until you exhaust. So let's issue these 1,600 together. Fortunately, the oldest stock we have here is this 2,000. It is big enough to accommodate 1,600 at once. So we issue 1,600 and we are issuing this at what rate? We are getting it from here, isn't it? 50. Si hapo iko sawa? Wamekataa. Uliza swali, eh? Yeah. Remember, it's first in, first out. The oldest stock. So like when you have these batches, which one is the very oldest? The one that came in first. It is the opening stock that we got. That is the oldest. Remember FIFO, ule mzee ndiye natolewa, yeah, ule mzee. Kumbuka, it is only in lifts. We normally get lift, or even in practice, I mean. You know, kwa lift, unless another one. Kama ulikuwa mtu wa kwanza kuingia kwa lift, unaweza kupata mtu wa kwanza kutoka. Maybe kama you are another one. Utafinya watu namna gani? If you're the first to get into a lift, you should be patient to be the last. Yeah, so LIFO is only applicable in those kind of situations. But in practice, we only use FIFO or what here somebody WAM. That is what IFRS recommends. Yeah, although in an exam you can be asked to do LIFO. So first of all, let's get in agreement. Whenever you hear of FIFO, what do you understand? FIFO, first in, first out. So the very oldest batch shall be exhausted first when it comes to issuance. So is that okay? So we have gotten this 1,600 out of this. You can just write there using a different color. Just write minus 1,600. But don't never use red in an exam, eh? We don't entertain using of a red pen, because red is only used by the examiner. So yours is blue, black. Green is only used by the president. Yeah, green, not you. Yeah. So then let's, in this case, first of all, tell me this. 1,600 times 50 gives me what? 80,000. So from there, what should we do? We update the balances, isn't it? Yeah. So remember now in this batch, you've issued 16. Now you're left with 400. So 400 at what here, somebody? So 400 times 50 gives me how much? 20,000. So this is 20,000. Yeah. Any other balance I need to update? Yeah. You see now this, so I have to update the 600 at 60, giving me 36,000. Then you come under a line. Yes, auditors also, we use green pen. Yeah, great, Delarue, great. So then in this case here, we go the next date. I'm happy I'm making progress. I've done 5th. Now we go to 7th. I've done 5th. Now we go to 7th. So can you kindly please pass that entry? Pass that entry. So that music, does it make sense to you? You guys, it doesn't, eh? Even me, it doesn't make any sense. You know, during our times, we had very good music, really. Very good music. But there are students who normally tell me, Mwalimu, after exams come, I buy you something. So they come as a group. So they take me, some group took me to Cuevas, Thika Road. No, hawajui mimi ni mzee, nafaa kwenda kwa hoteli mzuri, isn't it? Tukasema taenda Cuevas. Nikasikia, lakini kuna wimbo za vijana, but they make a lot of sense. Kama ingine nilikuwa nasema ati, alikuwa naimbaje huyo? Alikuwa sema hizi pesa niko nazo ni za babako. Kasikia vibaya huko kwe. You know, that speaks volumes. You know, there is a message there. There is a message there. Si kama wanaume wako hapo wanasikia message. Ya kijana wako atakuja kuambiwa hivyo. Yeah. Kasikia vibaya huko kwe. Huko kwenu. Kasikia vibaya huko kwenu. At least that one I found in a make sense. Yeah. Lakini sasa kama inaimba hapa nje, kuna ingine inaimba hapa nje, wanafunzi online hamwezi kusikia sababu ya microphone yangu inazuia sound kabisa. As it makes sense. As it makes sense. Anyway, let's get back here, right? Yeah, this makes sense. Unlike that song, this makes sense. Yeah. So on the 7th, what happened? We received how many? 1,000, eh? I like receiving because I'll get free marks. So 1,000 at how much? 7, which gives me 70,000. Thank you very much. Then we update. Don't add anything. In FIFO, LIFO, you don't add anything. So you simply give us the balances. So 450, 20,000, isn't it? 600, 36,000. And then we have in this case here 100 or 1,000? 1,000, 70, giving me 70,000. Is that okay? Yeah, great. Then we continue. Now we are through with the 7th, isn't it? We are through with this. We go to the 9th, isn't it? So on the 9th, what happened really on the 9th? Go to the notes. If you don't find it in the table given up there, you go to the notes. And you can see from note number 2. On 9th July 2025, part of the materials issued on 5th July amounting to 200 units were done what year? Were returned. So we issued them here on the 5th. These ones here. Then they were returned. So what do? We receive them. At which rate? The rate which we issued them at. So in this case here, how many are they? They are 200. Remember we had issued them with what year? At 50. So we receive them at the same rate. So 200 at 50. And then you must mark somewhere that here, there is something that has been returned. Here. How much has been returned? You must mark somewhere. You must mark somewhere. So then that will end up, ladies and gentlemen, giving us what figure here? 10,000. Thank you so much. So then you update, isn't it? Now, because of the size of my board, you guys must allow me to delete some previous dates. The size of my board is really, really small for the camera. If I was writing for the physical students alone, I wouldn't be having any problem. So I just want to bring the whole of this date 9 here. The whole of this date 9 here. We have received 200 at 50, 10,000, isn't it? So let's update the balance. So remember, balance is, if it's a receipt, you simply copy whatever we have here, and then you include this other one. So then we have here 400 at 50, 20,000. We have 600 at 60. We have 36,000. We have 1,000 at 70, then 70,000. And now we have received a new one here on the 9th, isn't it? We have received a new one here on the 9th, which is 200 at what here, somebody? At 50, For what here, somebody? For 10,000. You underline, please underline that for me. Underline that for me. Now we have got how many batches in total? 4. There are 4 different batches, isn't it? 4. So we got the next date. I'm happy. 9th is now taken care of. 9th is taken care of. Now we go to the 12th. So what happened on the 12th? We issued how many? 400. Let's go ahead and issue. We're using which principle? FIFO. The oldest tunakutoa. The very oldest tunakutoa. Yeah. Yani huwezi kuja kwa hii familia, wasichana ni 6, wewe unataka kuchukua last born. Lazima uchukue first born because ni FIFO, isn't it? Chukua first born wewe. Chukua first born. So first born ni nani hapa sasa? First born. Si ni ya juu kabisa? Yeah, ni ya juu kabisa. Remember nimevuta hii zangu Ni ya juu kabisa. So please go ahead and issue. Go ahead and issue. This is which date are we talking about? Somebody here? 12th. Table yangu ni very confused. Don't follow it a lot. I know why I'm leaving this here. Don't follow it quite a lot. I know you are doing a better job. I know your table is really nice because you're young. I mean, your handwriting is good. So we have a date called the 12th. And on the 12th, you're telling me we issue how many? 400. Are we able to get this from the very oldest stock? Yeah, isn't it? Oldest stock is this. So we shall issue 400 at 20,000, isn't it? So this has been exhausted. So please update your balances. In updating your balances, is there anybody who has 600 here, 36,000? Because I'm copying this. 1,070, 70,000. Then what do we have here? Somebody? 250, 10,000. Yeah. So great. I'm almost there, halfway. Great. So after 12th, we go to the next date, which is 15th. So what happened on the 15th? We received, they returned. I'm alone here. I'm alone here. What if we had to issue 500? Will we top up with the recent returns? Thanks, Francis. If, for example, we were to issue 500 here, then I would have issued this 400, and then I get 100 from this oldest now. Yeah, that would have been the case, Francis. Yeah. Francis must have missed our first session. So on the 12th, in this case here, we are told on the 12th, ladies and gentlemen, something nice happened there. On the 12th, ladies and gentlemen, what happened there on the 12th? Yeah, returns from a June 2015 issue. They never gave us a return from an exact date. They're just telling us returns from a June 2015 issue of 100 units at 45 was received on 25th July. So we shall go ahead and receive this. Let's go ahead and receive this. Yeah, let's go ahead and receive this. Let's go ahead and receive this. I'll keep on rubbing like that, but I know you guys are able to follow. Remember now, our most recent batches look like this, eh? Yeah. So let's go ahead on the 15th and receive. So you're telling me that there was a return of how many units? 100. At what rate? Remember, we had issued them out at 45. We are told in note number 5, returns from a June 2015 issue of 100 units at what year, somebody? At 45. Remember, it was in the month of June, right? Long time ago, last month, isn't it? And we had issued those units here at what rate? So when they come back, we should receive them at which rate? Remember, like the other one, we were told in this case here that we had issued some goods on the 5th, and then they came back, isn't it? On the 5th, we had issued them at what year, somebody? 50. So when we received them back at the rate we had issued them, which was 50. Now remember, we are in the month of July. So in this month, they are very old stock items we had issued in the month of June. They were how many units? They were 100. They were 100, isn't it? And on that date, we had issued them at what rate? So when they come back, we should receive them at which rate? Why 60? Why 60? Please make me understand. Make me understand. Because first in? No. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, whenever there is an issue, you had issued these goods like now the ones we received here, the 200. We had issued them on the 5th, isn't it? Yeah, and we had issued them at how much? At 50. When we receive them back, we receive them at 50. So, and that is the rule. Whenever you're given a date that these goods were issued at this price, when we're receiving them back, you receive them back at the price they were issued at. You know, this concept of goods being returned, you're not following, in this case here, that issue of FIFO per se. I'll be able to show you when you follow FIFO, when you are told in this case here to do what here to. You see, for example, and this examiner will really cheat you. Look at, for example, note number, the There is one. There is one. We skipped one. Returns from a June issue of 100 units at 45 was received. There is one that we have skipped, 15th. We are looking at 15th. I'm reading a wrong one. I'm reading a wrong one. Yes. On the 15th, look at note number 3. I was reading a wrong one. I was reading note number 5. Yeah, I'm wrong. I'm wrong. I'm wrong. I'm wrong. Look at note 3. On 15th July 2015, 100 units were returned to 𝐭𝐨𝐝𝐻 stores. 𝐭𝐨𝐝 stores. So in this case here, we have 100 units. They are not telling us in this case here now, these goods in this case here, where were they returned from? Which date do we issue them? At what price in this case here, ladies and gentlemen, in this case here, do we have them being returned? Being returned. So in this case, ladies and gentlemen, look at note number 3. On the 15th of July 2015, 100 units were returned to 𝐭𝐨𝐝 stores, to our stores. So ladies and gentlemen, then we have to make an assumption here. So look at this. We have 15 units in this case here that we are initially done what here issued. They have been done what here somebody returned? They have been returned. So then if we had issued them and now they have been returned, yeah, and they're not telling us they belonged to which date. So then we should receive them at what rate? Should we receive them at 60? Because remember, they have to come from stocks that you had earlier on issued. And the very oldest stock that you had issued is this one here. Do you remember this 1600? This is the oldest, which you had not depleted. So in this case, then we should receive them back at what here, somebody? At 50. At 50. Sorry for that, I was reading a different note. You can't tell me 60 because I can see so many ninjas telling me 60. You see, these 60, these things are still in the store. Have they been issued? Remember, we are looking at something that had earlier on been issued. Now we are returning it back. In most cases, they will tell you the price at which they were issued out. But here they are silent. So whenever they are silent, you look at the oldest issue and assume that, because this is FIFO, look at the oldest issue and assume that they were issued at that oldest. Yeah, this is the oldest here. This is not the oldest. Yeah, so in this case here, we are going to receive them at this price. So 100 at 50 gives me how much here, somebody? Gives me 5,000, isn't it? Great. Thank you so much. So get ahead and now update the balances. Get ahead and update the balances. Actually, this is why I was leaving this date here. Otherwise, I should not be having that date there. Yeah. So update the balances. So remember, this is the most recent stock balances. So then what do we have here? Yeah, thanks for standing your grounds. I would have cheated you. Yeah. Thanks for standing your grounds. Yeah. But you see, that is the role of a teacher. You know, a teacher, you cheat and the teacher. No. So 600 times 60, 36,000. So we have 1,000 at 70, 70,000. And then we have, in this case here, 200 at 50, giving me 10,000, isn't it? And then now we have this newest arrival of how many? 100, isn't it? So we have 100 here, 50, 5,000, isn't it? Yeah. So we continue now. Great. Great. So we continue. So now we are through with this contentious date. So now we can go to the next date, which is 18th, isn't it? So what happened on the 18th, my good students? We received. I love receiving because receiving is the easiest. We shall never have any contentions on receiving. Yeah. So we received how many on the 18th? 400, 2,400. So on the 19th, 18th, 18th, we received 2,400. Do you know the rate at which we received this 2,400 at? Olango, do you know the date we received this 2,400 at? 80, We received this at 80. Thank you so much. So then what is 2,400 times 80? Yeah. Pius, 192,000. So from there, what do? We shall update our bar. There are quite many, but I will not be scared. I shall never be scared. We shall overcome, yes. So we have here 600 at 60, 36,000. We have 1,000 at 70, 70,000. We have 200 at 50, 10,000. We have here 100 at 50, 5,000. And now we have this last one. This new one. The new one over how much, ladies and gentlemen? William alone. 2,400, isn't it? Yeah. At 80, giving me 192,000. We are doing pretty well. So now we are through with the 18th. Now we go to the 20th. Let's go to the 20th. What happened on the 20th? Let's go to the 20th. Abracadabra. What happened on the 20th? We issued. I love issuing as well. We issued. How many units did we issue? We issued 1,200, eh? Yeah, you can see there on the 20th, we issued 1,200 units. So is there somebody who can pass that entry under issuance? Under issuance. Let's go ahead and pass the entry. You can, if you fear messing up, you can use a pencil, right? And you can rub, yeah. Go ahead and do something there. And then you can ask Mwalimu to give you a little present. Just some little present. Issue the 1,200. And remember, the issuance policy is FIFO. The issuance policy is FIFO. The issuance policies. The online ninjas, is there somebody who is writing something? The online ninjas, is there anybody who is writing something? Remember, a ninja should be able to hit hard, eh? Yeah, you should never fear. Thank you so much, Maswatch. Great. What Maswatch is telling us that Mwalimu, first of all, issue 660 and 600 at, these are very good students. Have you also discovered that? Yeah. Last semester, 89.99% of the students were not able to do this question. Yeah. They failed. A very easy question. They failed. They failed. They failed. Thank you so much, Caroline Francis. You are a great student. Thank you so much, Francis Olango. Thank you so much, Lexa. And of course, I would want to take this opportunity to welcome all of you to RCM. Yeah, if possible, please join this College of Great Ninjas. So let's go ahead and issue this together. It's 1,200, isn't it? So this 1,200, I have to rub mine here. This 1,200, I have to rub mine here, ladies and gentlemen, just to accommodate this. So we are issuing on the, is it 20th? Yeah. So the 20th, we are going to issue 1,200. When I look at my oldest batch, yeah, in this case here, the elder sister is the one who is on top here. And this lady can only give us, in this case here, how many units in total? 600, isn't it? The first one, 660. And then, of course, we want to issue 1,200 in total. So it means that these other 600 can only be obtained from here. So 600 at what rate here, somebody? 70. So could you kindly give me these figures? 36,000 for 2,000. So remember now that this 600 is fully given out. And out of this 1,000, we've been able to give out how many? Now we are left with how many here? 400, you're right. So minus 600, sorry, here. So then here, the balances, this will be 400. Yeah, 470, isn't it? Yeah, giving us what now? 470 gives us 28,000. Thank you so much. Now from there, of course, now we have all the others intact. We take them the way they are, intact. So we have here 200 at 50, giving me 10,000. We have here 100 at 50, giving me 5,000. We have 2,400 at 80, giving me 192,000. Great, great. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Now I can comfortably rub this rub this. And then remember to be very neat how you write these tables, because they're lengthy. You must really be cognizant of neatness. Yeah. You can't have this kind of, my handwriting is very bad. Can do better. Can do better. Can do better. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we go. We are almost finishing. We go to the 21st now. So 21st, what happened on the 21st? You look at the table and the notes. 21st is not in the table. So 21st must be on note number 4. Note number 4, on 21st July 2025, there were material that were wasted, damaged. You are the storeman. When they are wasted, what do? You issue them. Because if you don't issue them, then people will come to blame you because you have overstated the stock. They are damaged. None of my business. Mine is to assume they were issued. So how many were they? Now Olango, now you'll be answered. The question you asked here will be answered. So in this case here, we are issuing how many? They're supposed to be 500, isn't it? So could you kindly go ahead and issue them? Let's see how you'll issue them. FIFO. Let's see how you'll issue them. We're using FIFO. Let's see how you will issue them out. Let's see how you'll issue them out. Yeah, thanks, Joseph Okoth. Thanks, Caroline. Thanks, Piers. I'm so impressed that you guys are far away, but you are really, yeah. So Pius is telling me, Mwalimu, issue this at this and this at this. Pius. So we issue 500 using which chronology? I see the oldest batch as 400. I will go ahead and issue everything out of there. So we issue here 400 at what here, somebody? But you haven't fully exhausted there the issuance quantity of the day. Yeah, we still have 100, Yeah, so this is fully exhausted. So the 100 will be obtained from this 200, isn't it? So 100 at what here, somebody? At 50. So then this gives me 28,000. This gives me 5,000. So remember, we have fully issued here, and then you have issued 100. So then here I'm left with 100 balance at 50, 5,000. The others are simply copy, isn't it? Giving me 5,000, and then at giving me 192,000. Go to the next date. Go to the next date. 25th, yes. So on the 25th, what happened there? Yeah, that concept, in this case, I was reading a wrong note, Yeah, note number 5, returns from a June 2015 issue of 100 units at 45 was received on the 25th of July. So go ahead and receive that. Go ahead and receive that, and then you tell me what will happen. So it was an issue which has been returned. So then Olango, I'll be able to issue this. How many units? William alone. How many units do I issue? How many units do I receive here? 100. Let's see whether we are together. I'm receiving this. They were issued, they have been issued, but I'm receiving them. So I receive them 100 at what price? At 45. Siapeko sawa. So we receive them at 45. Thanks, Olango. How about the other online students? Are they able to see your support? Thank you so much, Esther. Esther is a big name in the Bible. Thank you. 45. So then 100 at 45 gives me 4,500. So this gives me 4,500. Thank you so much. So we go ahead and update, isn't it? Go ahead and update. So now we have got 4 batches. So 155,000, 155,000, 2,400 at 80, 192,000. And then lastly now, I have this 100, isn't it? At 45, giving me 4,500. Hooray! 25 is done. So from there, we go to the 28th, isn't it? We go to the 28th. 28th. So the 28th, what happened if you are careful enough? On the 28th, there was a show. we treat that as wastage, isn't it? There was a shortage. On the 28th, there was a shortage. On the 28th, there was a shortage. So on the 28th, Jonathan is asking a very, very good question. Why update an old transaction? Remember, you are a storeman. These goods had been issued a long time ago. The management has decided to accept them back from a client. So they're being brought to the store. Will you be able to make an argument, Jonathan, that they're very old? I will not add them back to the store. So long as they've been returned in the current month, you have to update your stocks. I hope, Jonathan, we are together there. I hope we are together there. Because they've been brought, your role as a storeman is not to ask so many questions. Your role as a storeman is to receive goods and you count. You update your store's ledger. You simply want to show the truthful picture of the quantities you have there. So then we have here 28th. 28th, you're telling me we did what? We had a shortage of stock, isn't it? So so fortunately, we shall issue them, all of them from this 100, isn't it? Yeah, ourselves, we issue them. We agree with the management and issue them. We assume that we issued 20. And we are issuing this 20 from 50, isn't it? From 50. I don't know whether Jonathan has understood. He hasn't replied. So you're issuing this from this 100, which gives me 100, 1,000 or something. 1,000. Yeah. So then remember, you have only issued 20 out of this. So now you have got what here, somebody? 80 at 50. Giving me how much here, somebody? 4,000. Yeah, 4,000. And then now remember, we have 100 at 50, 5,000. Then we have 2,400 at 80, giving me 192,000. Then we have 100 at 45, giving me 4,500, like that. So we are through with that date. Thanks, Jonathan. Yeah, thanks, Jonathan. Remember, you're a storeman. Storeman, yours is to update the ledger. Yours is to update the ledger. I hope now we are doing the last ones, Yeah, Olango is asking very good questions here. Mwalimu, what of something like bread, which might be returned, expired what year already? Yeah, great questions. Bread, brought expired already. So what do you do? No, you had issued and then the client has brought them and they're expired already. As a storesman, you don't have much you can do regarding making decisions in the company. You receive them in the store. In the future, for example, 2-3 days, if the management makes a decision to dispose them, then again, you issue them. Yeah, you dispose. Thanks for that question. Yeah, you receive, and then if you're instructed, you issue. You issue as damaged goods. So thanks for those great questions. So 28th, next is 20. What happened on the 29th? We issued 600. Let's get ahead and issue. Do we have them really? Hey, this is very interesting. I like this 29. Very interesting. The oldest batch we have has only 80. So first we give that 80. So 80 at what here, somebody? 50. Even this 100 is not yet enough. 100. Yeah, 100 at what here, somebody? Now the balance. You see, in total, I want to issue how many? 6. I can see the third batch has quite a number of units, So then I know that from the third batch, I'll be getting 400. Where I'm alone. Is it for 20? From the third batch. So for 20 at what here, somebody? At 80. Yeah, thank you so much, Olango. I can see. Yeah, thank you so much, Caroline. You guys are really great. You're really great. So 80 times 50 gives me 4,000. Thank you. 100, this is very easy. 5,000, right? For 20 times 80 gives me 33,600. So please remember, this was fully exhausted. This was fully exhausted. From this 420, I'm only subtracting 4. From this 2,400, I'm only subtracting 420. So can then somebody give me 2400 minus 420 gives me 1980. Yeah, 1980. So 1980 at what price? At 80. So can somebody multiply the 1980 times 80? 158, 400. 158, 400. Yeah. How about this 100? This it is still there. It will remain 145, 4,500. 4,500. Thank you. We continue. Hooray, hooray, because now we are doing the last date, the last transaction. Never say die. Continue to the very end, isn't it? So on the 31st, what happened? We issued 200, isn't it? So please go ahead and issue those 200. Fortunately, the oldest batch we have as 19, which is a sufficient quantity. So we issue the 200. So we're issuing this 200 at what price? At 80. At 80. So 200 times 80 gives me 16,000. 16,000. So that is it. Update. So 1980 minus 200 gives me 1780. Yeah, at 80. Of course, this 145 that will remain, isn't it? The last one will remain. What is 1780 times 80? 142, 400. Yeah, 142, 400. So I'm so happy. I am so happy. You know, always there are two kind of faces you can wear in a management accounting class. Yeah, you can either wear this face or this. If you wear this, you will not like this subject. Or even if you're not understanding anything, just keep on smiling. Keep on smiling and you will overcome. You will overcome. You will overcome. You will overcome. All right. So we haven't yet answered the question. The examiner wanted us to do what? To provide a closing stock value. We are doing closing stock valuation. So closing stock value, are you able to see the answer? So closing stock value. Yeah, Joseph Okoth is asking, does that mean we can't use LIFO method in this? Yeah, because if you try using LIFO and the examiner Joseph has told you to use FIFO, mwadhani utapata shida sana. Utaanguka sana. Utaanguka sana. You must always be very, very categorical of the method. If the examiner, yeah, or the format is the same. The format is the same, but now the approach. Remember, under LIFO, you are issuing from the most latest, yeah, the newest. Yeah, format is okay. So closing stock value. So closing stock value, it will be this 1780. Yeah, 1780 at 80, giving us 142, 400. And then we have 100 at giving us. So you give us the totals. So this gives me 1880. 1780 plus 100. 1880. Don't say at. No. Give us the total here. 142, 400, 146. And then you get all the marks. 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 It was quite involving. Quite involving. And those can make you see places. Places you've never seen before. Yeah. Yeah. Hii anauliza hii ni marks ngapi? Hii inaitwa 14 supu. Oh, ni 14 na supu sio 14. Sawa, 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 sawa. Mnanifunza sasa maneno kama hiyo ndio mzuri sana. Yeah, yeah. Let me get a tough one. What of a situation where the examiner tells you just do a stores ledger card, and then it doesn't tell you whether you should use FIFO, LIFO, or weighted average method? If he's silent, to use any no. FIFO. If he's silent, we shall use FIFO. August 2024, question number 2B. August 2024, question number 2B. August 2024, question number 2B. August 2024. Yeah, a good question there. Why should we assume FIFO? Online, they're asking very great questions. It is the way. Yeah, that is how it is. Even the IFRS, they always prefer FIFO. FIFO. Because you see, LIFO is quite an awkward method. I mean, you issued, in this case, here some stock items much earlier, and then you start telling us we issue the most recent ones. No. The one that makes sense is FIFO. Is FIFO. So are we there, ladies and gentlemen? Are we there? So Maziwa Limited is a small company that specializes in buying and selling of powdered milk. The milk tins are packaged in boxes. The company started its operation on February 2024 with a capital of 4 million. During the past period of 6 months, the following transactions have occurred. Yeah, LIFO only in the cases of inflation, yes. Great. So they're giving us date of receipts, powdered milk purchases, sale of powdered milk. Additional information, the closing inventory counted on 31st July 2012 was 500 boxes. General operating expenses paid during the period amounted to 23,000. The company uses LIFO method of inventory valuation. Required, ladies and gentlemen, they want us to give them a stores ledger account and an income statement for the company for the period ending 31st July 2024. So I'll give you exactly 20 minutes. You try this question out. Tuone kama unaweza ama uwezi. Unaweza ama uwezi. So what I would want you to do, because I have another class starting at exactly 8, take that as an assignment. Then when we meet here tomorrow, remember we have a class tomorrow. What time do we have a class? Our class tomorrow. It is August 2024, question 2B. August 2024, question number 2B. There is something small tricky there. I would want to see how you guys will be able to handle it. Yeah. So tomorrow, is it supposed to be at 8 or at 4 p.m.? So either you come here or you join online from wherever you are. Which one do we prefer? Online, eh? But you're physical students. You need to come here. I will come here myself. I can't do it from home. Wakuje, Sidio Francis. Wakuje, I will be here. Dilero nasema hiyo ni mapema sana na weekend. Sasa unajua tumebaki na miezi mbili Tumebaki na miezi mbili tufanye exams na mimi sitaki kuwa na wanafunzi opening stocks. So ili tujitolee, yeah. Sitaki mkija next year tunasema 1st January is the opening stock. Tunakuleta down. We don't want that. 4 p.m. 4 p.m. Yeah. So I would want to chase you guys away because I want to use this same room for advanced FM students. When you go home, work harder than me. Go reading. Yeah, even in the matter 2, you are reading, all over reading. Thank you so much, the online guys. See you tomorrow at 4 p.m. See you tomorrow at 4 p.m. Bye. See you, Ninja. Bye.